According to the University of Michigan, nearly 1 in 5 low-income parents reported that the cost of traditional sports forced them and their children to totally cut sports out of their lives. Now we know that sports has great physical and mental help to the kids. It helps them socialize into being more focused on school. They want to pass school to be able to play their extracurricular activities. It also helps them develop time management skills. It gives them an initiative and ability to work with others. But traditional sports are very expensive. First off, you have your startup cost that you have to pay the schools because busing is expensive. And then you have to pay like $200 for a baseball glove or $190 for a pair of basketball shoes. This can be a really big burden to some families. But what if I told you that you could start a sport for only $20? Well, you can, and that's with a disc golf program. Disc golf discs are relatively cheap. If you buy them in bulk, you can get them very cheap. It would be about $8 per child for two disc golf discs, one being a putter and another one being a driver. These kids could start the sport for $20. That leaves $12 to the school to bus them from their school to the nearest disc golf park, which generally speaking, schools being in a town, the disc golf park is going to be anywhere within 1 to 2 miles away from their school, so it's a very close busing. Um, so the background of disc golf is that it is an inclusive sport. It's not an exclusive sport. So you're playing against yourself. Disc golf, you play against your personal bests. You don't play against everybody else's bests. The only time you really do play against everybody else's best is when you're playing in a tournament format. But I do not want to talk about tournament formats right now within this speech because my deal that I want is an after school sports program for these kids where they're playing against themselves. It's a handicap league where if they beat their handicap, then they get a prize at the end of the league, um, which we would create a handicap starting with their first 2 rounds, and then after that, you're always trying to raise the bar on yourself. So these kids will never have to compete with a kid that's crazy good for no reason. They're going to get a sense of self-worth, and they're going to always feel accomplished at the end of their rounds if they played well. Um, but we do know that involvement for these kids is really important, and kids that aren't allowed to play sports generally don't have the most involvement. And according to BetterHealth.gov, sports also improve children's sleep. It gives them really good mental health benefits, such as greater confidence, and it improves their social skills as well, because they are almost forced to talk to other kids and talk to their coaches, and it also improves their personal skills. This includes cooperation and leadership. But not only is the physical and mental side of disc golf great, but it also teaches them etiquette and lifelong lessons. So while children are out there shooting shots, according to the PGA, you aren't allowed to make fun of anybody else's shot. So if somebody does so happen to make fun of somebody else's shot, they will be granted 2 penalty strokes. Um, so we teach them, and disc golf is literally on the rule of say what you would want others to say to you. And it's such a simple thing, but it's something that every adult needs to know, and we need to teach them when they're young, and disc golf will help instill that in the children. And also, it brings us to the importance of adversity in life. And sometimes you don't throw the best shot, sometimes you throw a perfect shot and it hits on the side of the hill and rolls down 30 feet. Um, what the kid takes and does with that is very important. And disc golf teaches you that you can throw the best shot, you can do the right things, and sometimes life comes back and hits you in the face. And that is a lifelong lesson for children. They know that I don't always have control of my life, but I can always find a way to get back onto the fairway. And the fairway is a metaphor of just keeping on the straight and narrow. Um, And why teaching etiquette is so important is stated perfectly by an author named Patrick McCormick. He wrote The Zen and Art of Disc Golf, and he said, how you act and play on the disc golf course is a direct extension of who you are in your relationships, your business, and in life. So, disc golf is more than just a game. And if you really want to think about it, disc golf is the game of life. I believe that with the points I've already made, in conclusion, um, disc golf is going to help socialize your children. We could play it for $20. It'd be a $20 fee, and low-income children are able to come out onto the course. They're going to be able to be involved. They're going to have better sleep, better health benefits, and they're going to learn the game of life, not just the game of disc golf. So thank you guys for watching.